If you watched my what I packed versus what I wore on an early June Alaska cruise video, this is the continuation of that trip. In this video, I'm going to share exactly what I wore on my Alaska land tour from Whittier to Fairbanks, including stops in Anchorage and Denali National Park, so you can see what actually worked day by day. And if you want a downloadable and printable packing checklist of what to bring on your cruise and land tour, I've created one here. It's part of my Alaska Cruise Insider Guide, and you can find it in the description below. The guide also includes money-saving tips, top excursion recommendations, food recommendations, and much more, including how to get from your ship to port. You can find items I recommend in the description below. Let's get started. Day 1, Whittier, Anchorage, and Denali. Let's talk about the weather in Fahrenheit. The weather was in the mid-50s in Whittier, around mid-60s in Anchorage, dropping into the low 40s by Denali with light rain. What I wore: jeans, water-resistant pants over jeans, long sleeve shirt, a sweater, waterproof shoes, wool socks, and I kept gloves in my bag. I also kept my puffer jacket and my rain jacket packed in my bag. But as we continued inland toward Denali, the temperature dropped quickly. By the time we arrived, it was noticeably colder and raining on and off. I was glad I had my warmer layers with me, but I didn't need to fully bundle up right away. The key was just having everything available as the weather changed. By the time I got closer to Denali, I was wearing my sweater and my puffer jacket. Hats. Throughout the trip, I varied between a waterproof baseball cap, a waterproof hat that ties at the neck, and a snow cap. I like having all three for various conditions, but if I had to choose only two, I would bring the sun hat because it won't blow off during windy conditions, unlike the baseball cap, and I would choose the snow cap, which is needed for colder moments in early June. Day 2, touring Denali National Park. The weather was around 38 degrees Fahrenheit in the morning and low 40s to low 50s during the day. What I wore. That day I wore joggers, a long sleeve shirt, an Alaska hoodie, waterproof shoes, wool socks, and a puffer jacket. In my backpack, again, I kept my rain jacket and my gloves. Even though the morning was around 38 degrees, I didn't end up using my rain jacket much in Denali. Most of the time, I wore my hoodie and puffer jacket when we were outside, especially during stops and viewpoints. The bus itself was warm and comfortable, so the heavier outer layers weren't needed while traveling. However, I could have worn my rain jacket in place of my puffer, but I found that all 4 layers weren't always needed. Even though it was very cold when we were viewing Denali, and then also stopping at a log cabin. During these cold moments outside, my gloves were really helpful and I wore them often. So while I didn't use every layer constantly, having them available can make a big difference depending on the weather. Day 3, Fairbanks, riverboat, and exploring. The weather that day was in the low 50s during the morning, warming up into the upper 60s, and it was sunny and bright most of the day. That day I wore black yoga pants, a long sleeve shirt, my blue zip-up sweater, waterproof shoes, and my waterproof baseball cap. Later, I switched to a snow cap, really mostly just for fun as I found a new one in the gift shop. At the riverboat tour, Fairbanks was noticeably warmer than Denali, and it was also the sunniest part of the entire trip. Even though it warmed up during the day, evenings in Fairbanks were still cool, and I wore my half-zip sweater, and I had my puffer jacket with me if I needed it. During the riverboat discovery excursion, the sun was very strong. I definitely needed sunscreen and actually chose to go inside the boat rather than sit outside for most of the excursion because of the sun. Day 4, Fairbanks departure. This day the weather was around the upper 40s in the morning and I left that morning. I wore a comfortable travel outfit and light layers for the airport, including a long sleeve shirt, yoga pants, and a light sweater. I packed away my heavy layers for the trip home. Gear. The gear I used most on my cruise tour or land tour is my waterproof backpack and my adapter, which I use to charge my phone at the hotels. Some of the seats on the bus had an electrical outlet, but not all seats, so I was able to charge my phone on the bus with my adapter at times. I was also able to charge my phone at one of the nature centers that had an outlet in the dining room. Since I found that my phone charge would last only half a day, next time I would bring a phone charger like this one here. I happened to not bring my own at the last second because mine is too heavy. Phone charger is a lifesaver when electrical outlets are not handy. Being able to take all the videos and photos you want during your day is a true benefit. Also for gear, binoculars are a must-have for me. I enjoyed using them to view the mountains, especially Denali, and wildlife like caribou. They worked great. Looking back, I was really happy with what I packed for the land tour. The biggest surprise was how quickly the weather changed between stops. Even though I didn't use every heavy layer constantly, I was really glad I had them when the temperature dropped, especially in Denali. If you're planning an Alaska land tour or cruise tour in early June, biggest takeaway is to pack layers you can adjust throughout the day. You may not wear everything at the same time, but when you need it, it can make you more comfortable, improving your land tour experience. If you'd like to continue planning your Alaska trip, YouTube thinks that you'll benefit from watching this video here. Happy Alaskan travels!